Alright, what's going on everyone out there on YouTube? NES Ruler, and welcome to a brand new review. And this time we'll be checking out a film that was sent to me to review by Olive Films. And it is a new addition to their library with their collaboration with Slasher Video. They haven't actually released anything in a long time, Olive. And on top of that, Olive and Slasher hasn't released a title in quite a while either. So when this one got announced, I was quite surprised to hear that it was going to be coming out. And I think this is the first release of this film that has ever had outside of VHS, and is a film titled Victims. Now the back says 1981, but I think this was released in 1985 from what I was reading on the internet. Yeah, this one's a rough one, guys, I have to say. I think if you're into those low budget horror VHS films, then you'll probably dig this one, but this one wasn't for me, I have to say. I was not a big fan of this film. So basically this film just follows pretty generic storyline. We follow four women who are geology students, and they decide to go on a field trip to a state park where there's a whole bunch of different rocks and rock formations and all that stuff. And then when they get there, there's two guys who are, of course, slashing them off one by one. Very I Spit on Your Grave type characters. Very similar. You could tell that this film was influenced by those, that film and Last House on the Left too. So those films in general. But it's so generic in that sense. You know, it's like, I didn't find the story that interesting. You know, I've seen it 8 trillion times at this point. And I understand these movies were pretty much just popped out just to cash in on the craze. And there's a commentary track on here as well as an interview with the director who talks about how he pretty much shot this film in 2 weeks on $7,500 with a first AD, a camera guy, and a sound guy, and the actors. And that's it. Shot it in 2 weeks. So you could tell this film wasn't that high of a budget. Shot on 16mm. Clearly shows with the transfer. The sound is absolutely horrendously bad. I'm glad that Olive and Slasher decided to add a commentary track on this one, because I think if it wasn't for the commentary track, the subtitle track on this, I think it'd be pretty horrible to understand what the characters are saying, because it's just a really poorly recorded film in the sense of audio, and the video isn't much better. Now, I can't knock Olive and Slasher for having a bad transfer, because, you know, if there's no elements and you're only going based off of, in this case, a beta SP tape, you know that they're not going to have the capabilities to go in there and clean it up and to make it actually look alright. It's just basically just a direct transfer from the beta tape to a computer, and then they released it on high def, and that's what you get. So it doesn't look good. Like I said, thank God it has subtitles, because if it wasn't for subtitles, you would have a hard time of recognizing what's going on, but you really probably don't even want to know what's going on anyway, because the film isn't that good, and it's just a really bad movie in my opinion. I'm not just saying that because I've liked films from this era before, but this one just isn't good. And probably the best thing about it is the artwork. I love like the white zombie influenced eyes right there. You know, they totally look like Bela Lugosi's eyes from White Zombie. It makes me laugh. So what's really cool about this release is the interview featurette that's on here with director Jeff Hathcock, who is still working today. He hasn't made that many films, but he's still working today. And it's basically just about how the film was made and how it came to be. He was working at an amusement park. I think he was working at Not Berry Farms as the entertainment promoter, and he was working, and he gave his boss the idea that he wanted to take 2 weeks off of vacation because he wanted to shoot a movie, and this movie ended up being this. He had the script written and everything. His boss said okay, so basically he took 2 weeks off from work, shot this movie. Like I said, he hired a sound guy, first AD, a camera guy, and then the actors were, you know, some people from Not Berry's Farms where he worked, and some of his friends and things like that. They basically shot the film. He didn't pay anybody. I think he paid the girls in this movie like $50 or something, I think he says. But that's definitely the coolest part of this release, is that featurette. Really love these low-budget, crappy films that they hunt down the director or the editor or somebody involved with the movie and they talk about it. I love it with these kind of movies, and it's a really cool and awesome release. And like I said, it's a really nice package from Olive and Slasher Video, but it's just not a good movie. I wasn't a fan of this one. I know some people may like it if that's your thing, but for me, nada. And the effects are not that good either. If you could even see them, because half the time the image is so crappy you can't even see what's going on. But, you know, I can't knock them. Like I said, they had to work with what they had. Maybe I would have had a greater appreciation of it if I could actually see what was going on sometimes and things like that. But, you know, Victims, you could pick this up on Blu-ray and DVD from Olive and Slasher Video. Thanks everybody for watching. If you guys like this review, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NESRuler22. Hope everybody's doing well. I'll talk to you guys soon. See you guys.